Okay, so good morning. I'm just gonna start talking even though nobody has hopped on yet. I know it is very early, but this is my this is my schedule. Every morning I do my videos, film my videos about this time. So I thought it would make sense to do the live at this time as well. So, for anybody that's watching this on the replay, I am going to start off this morning talking about what I'm wearing for makeup. So, I start off with the e.l.f. Squeeze Me Lip Balm in Strawberry, and honestly, I don't really like this very much, and I would not repurchase. Why? Because it's very sticky. I don't like sticky lip products. Then the next thing I have on is Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. I do like this a lot, and it reminds me so much of the Maybelline Baby Skin Primer. And then the NYX Pro Fix Stick Corrector in pink, and then Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer, Hard Candy Glamouflage Foundation in the shade Natural, NYX Buttermelt Bronzer in Buttercup, Wet n Wild liquid blush in That Way. I don't know if this is still available or not. I've had it for almost a year. And then I wore the highlighter that I showed in my last video from yesterday, the Bee Color Cherry Scented highlighter, and put my blush just in the highlighter area because I put my brush just in the highlighter area of this, and tried not to get any of the blush on the brush. Wow, that's a tongue twister. And let's see. I used the L'Oreal Le Shadow Stick that I showed you in my recent video about this product that I have in the crease and outer corners of my lids. And then I used an eyeshadow palette that has just been sitting in my basket of things to try. This is the Make Me Up eyeshadow palette from Dollar Tree. You may have seen this. And it doesn't have a name or anything, but yeah, I've been just, I don't know, pushing this aside, but I like it. I used this on my lids and I used this as my brow bone highlight. Nice texture. And then I used CoverGirl Lash Blast Cleantopia mascara in ultramarine black, I think is what the color name is. And then on my lips, I have the Maybelline Lifter Liner in Fine Line and the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Petal. I love, love, love this combo. I think this color goes really good with any kind of warm eye that you're doing. And did anybody notice that I changed the things on my bulletin board? And what is that and why is that? You probably recognize the big picture, that's Hailey Bieber, and then the smaller picture is Kendall Jenner. I recently got an offer from um, Harper's Bazaar and Elle magazine. They wanted to give me both magazines for $10 for a whole year. Wow, what a deal. So I jumped on that very quickly. They sent me a free magazine in the mail, and then the offer was included inside. So I was pretty surprised to see that because, yeah, that's a really good deal. And I used to subscribe to those magazines before, and I missed them because I've been watching America's Next Top Model on Hulu. We have a free trial, a free 30-day trial of Hulu right now. So because I've been watching that show, it has revitalized my interest in fashion. And so I tore those pages out of, a magazine that I had. Does anybody remember Nylon magazine? I used to love that, and they stopped making it in print, except for now they have 2 magazines that they do in hard copy form per year. One is spring, summer, and one is fall, winter, and that video that I did where I was duping the Danessa Myricks eyeshadow set, um, that's where I got the idea to do that because I saw a picture in that magazine and I said, "Wow, I bet you I have something in my collection just like this." And that's where I got the idea from because I did buy the spring and summer issue of Nylon that's out at the stores right now. It's a big, giant, tall magazine, and I love that because then it makes the pictures really easy to see. And sometimes it's just fun to sit outside and look at a magazine um, now that we have some decent weather. Oh, it looks like there's a couple of people here. Hey, talk to me. Talk to me, people. Who's here? No lurking. um, so yeah, I really enjoy a lot of the things that I've been picking up lately. Um, for those of you that are here that don't know, I tried to do a live stream a few months back and I ran into all kinds of problems. Hello, Julie. Good morning. Yeah, that is a good deal on the magazines. I couldn't resist. I love looking at magazines. It's just sometimes I mean, I read books all the time, but hey, Chris, thanks for coming back. I know you were here yesterday when I was testing this all out. But for those of you that don't know, I tried to do this a few months back and I ran into all kinds of problems. Well, I figured out what I needed to do to my computer in order to make this work. And for whatever reason, YouTube does not let you live stream with the Safari browser that you have on a Mac computer. So in order to do this, I had to download Chrome. So I now have 2 browsers on my computer. I have Safari and I have Chrome. And it's not that I have anything against Chrome. It's just that, Safari is what comes with your computer. Okay. Um, so yeah, and I downloaded Chrome yesterday and I did have kind of a hard time getting it on my computer. I followed all the steps and read the instructions and everything. I'm not really the most tech savvy person in the world. So eventually it took me hours and hours, but I did figure out how to get it on my computer and now I can live stream with this. I mean, I could live stream with my laptop computer because I have Chrome on that, but I don't like the webcam on that as much as I do this one. Plus, I have an external microphone hooked up to my computer here, so the audio would be a lot better too. Some people have said on in the comment section on certain videos that they sometimes have trouble hearing me, but I suspect that that might be people that are watching the videos, like, on their phone, because sometimes the audio on your phone with playback is not as good as watching it on a computer. I don't think a lot of people also know that there's actually a button that you can change the volume when you're watching YouTube videos, and you can boost that up to increase the volume if you need to, and I think some people don't know that. I personally like to watch my favorite way to watch YouTube is on my TV in the den. I have a pretty big screen TV in the den, and that's my favorite way to watch it because it makes me feel like I'm watching, a TV show or something like that. So Julie is getting ready while she's watching this. Chris, what would you like to talk about? Um, if anybody has any questions or anything, um, throw them out there. Okay, we've got a third person on now, so who else is here? Who else is here? We've got Julie, we've got Chris, and who is the third person that just joined? Speak to me. Um, well, I'm just gonna throw out a topic then. I think most of you know about what the situation was with my trip to the emergency room lately. And, I don't know if I still have that kidney stone or not. I brought a stone to the urologist and it came back as just being a rock because it was something I found on the shower floor and I thought I may have passed it and not realized it. So I brought that in and no, it was just a rock. So I have no symptoms whatsoever. Yes, I used to order from Shop Miss A all the time, Julie. And, I don't know, I just kinda lost interest in that brand, that company. Did I see the new e.l.f. product that's coming out? There's a bunch of new e.l.f. products. Um, I think they have a line of lip glosses that are bronze colors for summer, and then, of course, they relaunched the Jelly Pop stuff, and I've never tried any of that because it's always limited time only, and I hate limited time only products because then if you find something that you love and you use it up, you can't repurchase it. Um, but I would like to try that watermelon scent jelly pop stuff that's out. Um, I don't know. I'm trying so hard not to buy a ton of stuff lately because doing these videos where I'm showing you things that I wanna use up, it makes me realize it's nearly impossible to use anything up. Last month, all I used up was the, e.l.f. liquid poreless putty primer, I believe is the name of it, and that was all I used up the whole month, and I tried to there were certain products that I used every single day. Like, for example, this month, I've got the Wet n Wild That Way liquid blush that I've been using it every day, but I'm telling you, there is a lot of product in here. It's, yeah, I don't see any, amount listed here, but there's so much in there, and because you're only using 1 dot, liquid blush is a very hard thing to use up. Um, yeah, I'm starting to see a bit of a dip in my brow palette that I've been using, the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow Palette. I'm starting to see a dip in the one that I use every day, so I think that that could get used up at some point. And I think it would definitely be possible to use up a mascara if you used it every day, but I don't know, I like because I have so many products in my collection, I like to jump around and use different things. I don't really want to use the same thing every single day. So, well, it looks like, I talked about this in a previous video, and I don't know if you guys that are on here now saw it, but I decided I am gonna sell my car. Um, I'm gonna go tomorrow. I was already offered a certain amount for it, and I ended up walking out of there because I didn't feel like it was worth it, what they were gonna give me, but I did a little bit of investigation, and, apparently that was a fair price what they offered me, so I'm gonna go back tomorrow, and I'm gonna sell my car, so I'm gonna see how it goes. If I, like, go crazy and can't stand not having a car, then, um, I will probably end up buying another car, but this time, of course, it'll be a used car. But my car is so old that and it needs work, and I would need to get an inspection sticker in July, and, my husband was telling me, "Well, why don't you wait till July to get rid of it?" And I said, "No, because I really wanna do it now because it needs work, and it makes me kinda nervous driving a car that has things wrong with it. I don't wanna end up, like, stuck on the side of the road somewhere and having to call AAA, to come rescue me, and then, if that were to happen, they would wanna tow it to a garage, and what happens when it gets there, you know? I need to get rid of it before that happens." Oh, wow, what a coincidence, Chris. The problem with Carvana is I think with Carvana, don't you have to give them like, all your service records and stuff? And I don't have, I wouldn't be able to do that because the place where I used to service my car when was sold and went out of business, so I wouldn't, be able to have them, like, check on that. I mean, I could bring them in receipts and stuff, but I've switched to another place since that company went out of business, and now I have my car repairs done somewhere else, but this is what set this whole thing in motion is I wanted to sell my car. The place where I brought it, they offered me a certain amount. I didn't feel like that was as much as I deserved considering I have low mileage on my car. They suggested that I sell it privately, but that's not that easy to do, and I don't necessarily wanna go through the hassles of doing that. Oh, okay. So, what happened was I called the place where I get my car serviced, and I told them that I wanted to bring it in and have it evaluated and have them tell me what exactly would have to be done before it's time to get my car inspected again. And they said that I couldn't come in and wait, that I would have to drop the car off, and that's not practical for me because I don't want my husband taking time out of work just to give me a ride home, and then I would have to, have him give me a ride back to go get the car, and I wanna be able to have my if I have a car, I wanna be able to go somewhere where I can sit and wait for it, and the place where I used to go that went out of business, that's what I used to do, they had a big waiting area with, like, a TV and stuff, and they had internet, and, um, so when I switched to this other place, it's kind of a small place, and they just have a tiny little waiting room, and they only let people wait for oil changes, and I need bigger stuff than that done. Yeah, that's the situation I'm in, Julie. So right now, I wanna see if I can not go out of my mind not having a car. Now, fortunately, the area where I live, I go for a 30-minute walk every day all around my neighborhood. So it's a nice area. There's a little pond and everything, and there's sidewalks, so I won't get hit by a car. And, I even know some of the people in my neighborhood, so, you wave and say hi to people, and, I mean, how many people know, several people in the area, so I'm very lucky to have that. I feel safe walking in that area because everybody kinda knows everybody, and, so I go for a 30-minute walk every day in my neighborhood, and, that was, a timer for my dryer. I'm doing some laundry, but I don't have to jump up and go get it because it's just the bed sheets, so if it gets a little bit of extra time, it's no big deal. But anyways, yeah, my car is a 2006. That's really, really old. It's a miracle that it's still on the road at that age, but it's a Toyota, so Toyotas last a long time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to see if maybe I can get away with not even having a car. And if I can't take it and I go crazy, because 'cause I'm used to hopping in my car and running and doing errands all the time. So now what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to schedule things around when my husband can take me. I was talking to him about it this morning, and I know that he's not crazy about having to do that because, it's going to cut into our weekends basically because I don't really like to go out at night and, for a lot of different reasons. So, he's gonna have to take me on the weekends anywhere that I need to go. And I've worked out all the bugs with having things delivered, so I can have some things delivered to the house, but when it comes to groceries and stuff like that, I eat a lot of fresh produce, and it's very hard to buy a week's worth of produce at a time because chances are some of it isn't gonna make it. Things just don't last that long. 2007, so I got you beat by 1 year, Julie. Um, but see, the thing is, the main reason why I wanna get rid of the car is not just that it needs repairs that I don't really wanna spend the money to do, but my car is a hybrid. So, the hybrid battery it's like $10,000 to replace that, and it's already gone past the point at which people would normally replace it, because I've had the car since 2006, so most people would have replaced it by now. But, I don't want to wait until that dies to sell the car because who's gonna buy a car with a dead hybrid battery that costs $10,000 to replace, you know? So I wanna get rid of that before that happens, and I feel like I've already been pushing my luck keeping the car as long as I did. And when I had my stroke last year, I had $5,000 worth of medical bills that I had to pay, and now I got all the papers from the insurance company the other day of the bills that are gonna be coming from my trip to the emergency room, and I had just had a checkup at the doctor's, like, the week before, and everything was fine. So, you never know when a kidney stone is gonna start acting up. Um, and when I had that happen to me, I did tons and tons of research, and I'm reading a book right now that I'm gonna be doing a YouTube video about it because I don't think a lot of people know what causes kidney stones. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time, it's what you eat. And I thought I had the healthiest diet in the world, and the foods that I was eating are considered to be healthy. But what I didn't realize is that most of the things was eating cause kidney stones. And, so I've removed those things from my diet, and now I eat completely different than I did before. So I'm gonna be talking about that in an upcoming video. Um, Oxalates in foods. You know, what foods have them, and, so, yeah, I don't eat foods high in oxalates anymore because I mean, I don't even know if I still have that kidney stone or not. I'm just gonna wait and see if the symptoms come back, but it seems very strange to me, that I would have pain so severe that when I was at the hospital, they even had to give me morphine, I was in so much pain, and now all of a sudden, nothing. No symptoms at all. It's like, what happened? Oh, wow, yeah, that's tough, Julie, not being able to, um I feel the same way about pets, when you have a pet, they can't tell you if something hurts or, if they're having a problem, you just kinda have to watch their behavior. So yeah, that's hard. Um, so you already know about the oxalate thing. Well, I didn't know. I had never even heard that word oxalate before. So this has been a learning experience to me, and I thought I should do a video about it because I bet there's a lot of people out there that have never heard of that or know what it means or how it affects you. So I'm reading a book right now, and it's an excellent book. And in the book, one of the first things she talks about is that there was a celebrity, Liam Hemsworth, who just like me, he thought he was eating this super healthy diet, and what he did was he gave himself a giant kidney stone, but he had to have surgery. And so far, I haven't had to do that because I don't even know if it's still there or not. They asked me when I went to the urologist if I wanted to have another, CAT scan because then they would be able to see it, they'd know where it was and that type of thing, but, I'm gonna have I've already like I said, I already paid $5,000 last year in medical bills, now I'm gonna have thousands of dollars more that I'm gonna have to pay because of being in the emergency room all day, uh, about, what, a month ago now? And, so I can't keep having these tests, I can't keep spending all this money, I'm not a rich person, I'm just, an ordinary person, and, so that's another reason why I wanna sell my car. I figured that the money I get from my car, I can put towards these bills that are gonna be coming in. One of the other reasons why people get kidney stones, though, is not drinking enough water, and I used to drink tons of coffee, and coffee is dehydrating. So even though I was also drinking water, it wasn't doing me any good because, um, the coffee was dehydrating all the water that I was drinking. So I stopped drinking coffee, and I thought that that would also help with my sleep issues that I have. I have this thing that happens to me where I have no problems going to sleep at night, but when I wake up to pee in the middle of the night and I go back to bed, I can't go back to sleep because I start thinking about all kinds of things and what I have to do. And it's funny because they tell you not to do this. They tell you don't go on your phone. But when I end up going on my phone for like an hour, just looking at all kinds of stuff on my phone, and that makes me tired again. And then I can go back to sleep. But oh, it's such a pain in the neck. I hate that. But, yeah. Oh, Walmart delivery service. Oh, I was wondering about that. And Walmart also has a, special, it's a credit card or a debit card or something that you can get that, also has benefits, I think, connected to that delivery service. Videos playing in the background to go to sleep. Um Well, the problem with that is I would have to use my AirPods in order to do that, because otherwise I'd be keeping my husband awake. Um, ooh, Paramount for free. Ooh, that's nice because there's a lot of good stuff on Paramount. Um, so, yeah, I'll have to look into that Walmart delivery service because that would really help because like I was saying before, um produce doesn't usually last a whole week. A lot of different things would go bad before that. So I was going to have my husband just start bringing me to the grocery store once a week on the weekends. Um, but yeah, that might not work out because, I try to plan it out as best I can, but this is gonna be the opposite situation of what I've been doing because normally I've been going to Walmart, like, every day or every other day and just picking up whatever I notice that I need, but this is gonna be completely different, just going once a week. It's funny because we used to go shopping once a week a long time ago, and then we stopped doing it because we were going to, Price Rite. I don't know if Price Rite is a supermarket chain that is across the country, but it's like a discount supermarket chain, but it took so long to get there that I just hated having to drive that far just to go to the supermarket. Then I started going to Aldi, which I absolutely loved because their prices are fantastic. But again, it wasn't that convenient because it was further away. So I went back to going to Walmart because Walmart is right down the street from me. So it was convenient, you know. I think most people have a tendency to want to shop close to home. Plus, in the summertime, if I have to travel to go get groceries, then I would have to bring a cooler and separate everything out. Once I got out to the car, I'd have to put the refrigerator and freezer things in the cooler, and it's just a pain in the neck having to do that. Whereas if I go down the street, I can just crank the air conditioning until I get home, and it will probably make it. All right, we've got 6 people here, and the only people that are talking to me is Julie and Chris, so come on, everybody, talk to me. Oh, somebody just dropped out. Um, so, yeah, this is gonna be an experience not having a car. I'm so used to just get hopping in the car and going to Walmart or going to Dollar Tree or wherever I wanna go. And, there are some advantages, though, to not having a car. I mean, I think a lot of people would only look at the downside, but the upside is our car insurance will be significantly lower if we have 1 car instead of 2. We won't have to make repairs on a second car, so that's gonna save us a ton of money. And, sometimes in the wintertime, my car if I did not take my car out and drive it every day in the wintertime, the regular battery, because Priuses have 2 batteries. They have, a regular battery and a hybrid battery, and if I did not take my car out in the winter when it got crazy cold every single day, the regular battery would die, and I would have to replace it. So it was really a pain in the neck having to take the car out every single day just so that the battery wouldn't die. Um and yeah, sometimes in the winter when it gets really crazy cold, I don't even wanna leave the house. Now, I am fortunate enough that where I live, we have a clubhouse, and at the clubhouse is, um, exercise equipment. So if I don't wanna walk outside in the winter when it's crazy cold, I can just go down and use the exercise equipment. They have a treadmill, they have a step machine, and, there's even internet down there. So, yeah, there's a clubhouse, and then just outside the clubhouse is a pool with pickleball courts, and so there's all kinds of stuff. So that'll make it a little bit easier for me to, deal with, not having a car. So if I really get sick of being at home, I can just go down there. There's a library with books, there's all kinds of stuff. Um, oh, bye, Julie. Thanks for being here. Oh, Chris, if you wanna save a ton of money on, food, then you should definitely check out the Aldi. The only thing is you have to bag your own groceries, and you have to, there's 2 different sections. There's a section where you can do it yourself, and if you bring, like, reusable bags from home, you can kinda just put your bags on the sensor thing, and you can bag as you go along. or they have a bagging area that you can go to and do it that way. They do have cashiers that will ring things up for you and put it in the carriage, but then you'll still have to bag the stuff after they're finished. And the payment methods, um, I think they only take cards. I think you can only pay with debit cards and credit cards. I don't think they take cash. I know you can't pay by check, that's for sure. Um, so yeah, you should definitely check out Aldi. Their prices are really good. I wish the Aldi that is closest to me, I wish it was closer because I just, yeah, you should. The prices are unbelievable, and they have just about everything that you would see at a normal supermarket. The only thing is the selection is not quite as good. So they might have 1 or 2 brands of things, but their house brands are actually very good. And, they have a lot of organic stuff. I don't know if you buy organic, but they have a lot of organic options, which is really nice. Um and everything seems to be pretty fresh. I never had any problems with buying stuff and opening it up and having it be bad. Like that happened to my husband recently with Walmart. He bought some salad and it sat in the refrigerator for a day or two. And then when he went to open it up, it was no good. And I said, look at the date on it, is it expired? He said, no. He said the expiration date was not going to be for a few more days, but it was all the lettuce was brown and everything. So I told him, don't buy the salad kits in those plastic bowls. Those are usually disgusting, slimy, expired, whatever. Um, when I buy salad, if I wanna buy, like, the salad kits, I always buy the ones in the bags, and, our Walmart just started carrying new kits that are single serving size in bags, which is nice. They're Taylor Farms, I think is the brand name, and as far as, Aldi goes, Chris, I don't know if they accept coupons or not. I don't think they do. They have some kind of a service where I think you can go on their website and tell them what you want, and then when you get there, you just pick it up. I think they have something like that too. I've never used it, but um, so yeah, this is going to be a challenge with the not having a car thing. And of course, if I have appointments, I'm going to have to um, try to schedule them at times when it's gonna be convenient for my husband to bring me, but unfortunately, um, as far as me walking to stores or something like that, there are no stores within walking distance where I live. I really envy people that can just walk out the door of where they live and then walk to a store, because when I grew up in a small town, and even though I lived in a small town, our house was like a block away from the downtown area of that town, and there was so many places I could walk everywhere. We had convenience stores, we had the library, we had, um, a store that sold meat and penny candy and stuff like that. We had a drugstore that had magazines and, an icy machine. I mean, there was so many places that I could walk to that I got spoiled and thought every place was like that, but no. When I moved to the next town over, I soon discovered that, there aren't necessarily places that are gonna be within walking distance, and then the older I got, the further out I got into the areas that were not really rural so much as suburbs, And, I realized that, you know, depending on where you live, you might wanna keep that in mind. I'm not the kind of person that would ever wanna live in a city. I mean, technically, I do live in a city, but I don't live near the downtown area of my city. I live on the outskirts, so it's more like a suburb where I am. But, yeah, I would love, love, love to live in a place where I could just walk out the door of my house and go to a store. And I've actually talked to my husband about this, and he doesn't want to live be in an area like that because then you have more crime, more traffic, and you're not as safe because where I am right now, I can walk out the door of my house and walk all over my neighborhood, and I know that I'm not gonna run into any problems with safety issues. Because everybody knows everybody and we all kinda keep an eye on each other. And, so yeah, that's what I've been doing, Chris. I've been going to the store every time we need something, and I'm not gonna be able to do that anymore. So it is gonna be quite a change, but, um and I hate going to Walmart on the weekends because that's when everybody goes and it's jam-packed and crowded, and then you've got the traffic on the road to get there, bumper to bumper traffic. I mean, so many people have moved to, my area since I was young, and I don't know why they would want to. I hate the area that I live in. The only reason why we are in Massachusetts is because my husband has a good job and, at his age, I mean, he is a senior citizen. So at his age, it's hard to get a job when you're that age. So if you have a good job, you don't want to leave it. And I have not worked since we got married because I had problems with my shoulder. Um, so I was not able to do any of the jobs that I used to do. I used to work at Borders bookstore. Does anybody remember that? And when you weren't busy with the customers, you had to do projects and stuff, and it was just too rough on my shoulder. And then I also used to work as in an electronics company, and that's what wrecked my shoulder. And so then, after we had only been married a short time, I hurt my back doing yoga, and who would think, right? And I screwed it up so bad that there's certain things I cannot do to this day. And I don't qualify for disability because, according to them, there are other jobs that I could do, but I'm not qualified for any of them. And yeah, I miss Borders so much. Um, I go to Barnes and Noble once in a while, but again, I don't have a Barnes and Noble close to me. We have to travel to get there because they are far and few between because not many people read anymore. I love to read. I read every single night before I go to sleep. It helps me relax and shut down my mind, and I always have a book going. I actually have 2 books going right now. I'm reading a science fiction book with short stories, but I'm also reading that book that I was talking about oxalates. So, who else is here besides Chris? Talk to me. I think I'm gonna have to wrap this up at 9 o'clock, so I'll give it 15 more minutes to see if anybody else pops on that wants to talk, but, um, I've got some things that I'm gonna have to do, so I think an hour is a good amount of time. Alright, there's 3 people here. Everybody, uh somebody just popped off. Um, so What were we talking about before? Oh, yeah, not having a car is gonna be hard, but we'll see how it goes. If I really can't stand it and go crazy, then I'm gonna have to get a used car that is newer than what I had before. Um, I've never bought a used car in my life. I've always gotten new cars, but, circumstances change and, because I don't work anymore. Oh, yeah, I know what I was saying, that, according to the disability people, I can do, desk jobs or stuff like that, but I don't have the qualifications for that because I only did and I can't do retail because every time you have a retail job, there's always lifting involved and a lot of bending, and my back and my shoulder would not be able to take that. So, yeah, I don't and at my age, learning something new at this point or going back to school is out of the question, and especially now that I've had a stroke, um, learning something new would be very hard because my memory is horrible. It wasn't great before, but the stroke just made it even worse. So, um, yeah, not having a car is gonna be super challenging. If only I could convince my husband to move to a area where I would be able to walk places. I mean, I love to walk. I walk for 30 minutes every day, and, um, they told me after I had my stroke that I should do that, and I liked doing that anyways. The only thing is that's hard is, walking outside in the wintertime because I hate the cold. Now that I'm thinner, I get cold just like that. I've lost so much weight. I weighed myself this morning. I only weigh 129 pounds now. So I gotta be very careful that I don't lose any more weight because I don't wanna get too thin, you know? I'm very comfortable at the weight that I'm at, but I was better off, I think, when I was more like 132, 133. 129 is too thin. But, I do have to admit I feel comfortable at this weight, and I just donated all my clothes and bought new ones, so I need to stay right in this, um, area. So and I'm not really sure why I'm getting so thin now because I'm not doing anything to, like, be super careful about eating too many bad things. As a matter of fact, I just learned how to make my own ice cream with no machine involved, and if I can figure out a way to film it, I might do a video about that, how to make your own ice cream at home with no ice cream machine, and so I eat ice cream every day now, and, my weight is still keeps going down a little bit, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. I eat plenty. Oh, good. I'm glad you like those outfit of the days, Chris. I enjoy doing those too. I just got a message from Kohl's this morning saying that their next event that's coming up, that I actually have a coupon for, that they want to give me 30% off. But on the coupon that I have, it says get an extra 15%. But they said they wanted to give me 30, so I don't know if that'll be, like, be in their system, like, if I go to that event, um, if it they'll just know when they scan my card that I get the 30, or I'll have to look at that message again and see if there's I'll have to look and see if there's something in the email, like a code or something that I need to tell the cashier because 30% off would be a lot better than 15. So I'm gonna try to get to that Kohl's event this weekend, so chances are there will be more outfit of the day videos coming up, um, because I'm sure I'll get at least one thing at that. I can't go crazy though. I love clothes, and because of watching that America's Next Top Model show again, that has totally revitalized my interest in fashion, and now that I'm gonna be getting the Elle and the, um, Harper's Bazaar magazines again, that's gonna make me more interested too. I just wish they had more information about makeup in those magazines because they just don't seem to have that much in there. That's why I wish nylon hadn't I wish they hadn't stopped, um, doing their print magazines because they used to always have tons of makeup stuff in there. Somebody needs to come out with makeup magazine. If I ever win the lottery, I'm gonna start a magazine called Makeup Magazine, and it's gonna have all kinds of information about makeup and what's cool and what's not, and, I was looking back on the last few months to see what videos were my most popular videos, and it was my Dollar Tree videos. So I told my husband this morning, "Well, every weekend we're gonna have to go to Walmart so I can get my groceries, and we're also gonna have to go to Dollar Tree to see what they have that's new because those are my most popular videos." So I wanna keep on top of what's going on at Dollar Tree because that cherry scented collection that I did those videos on yesterday, um, that I was lucky to get that because that had been out for, I don't know, at least a week, I think, so sometimes with Dollar Tree, if you don't buy it when you see it, you don't get it. So, yeah, I was lucky to get that. I love scented makeup when it is not floral scented. So I wonder what things they have for the future. This B Color company, yeah, I wonder what they're planning. They should do some kind of a citrus scented thing. They could do, orange or lemon. Oh, lemon would be awesome, wouldn't it? That would be really be refreshing. Um, Because so far they've done strawberry and cherry, and everybody has done vanilla, which, I really enjoy that anyway. I don't care how many times people have done vanilla scented products, I'm here for it. These, um these Maybelline lifter glosses, what is this supposed to be? Is it brown sugar? It's baked goods, but with, like, caramel brown sugar type thing. I love that scent. Yeah, I love scented products, but not floral. I don't like floral scents. So, yeah, I'm gonna stop this at 9 o'clock. So, any of you people that, um, are here other than Chris that are not talking, okay, we got 6 people, so the other 5 people, this is gonna be ending in 7 minutes, so if you wanna talk to me, now's your chance. Is B Color a sister company to some other company? Yes, B Color is, part of Be Pure, and Be Pure is actually part of 4 Star Group. 4 Star Group is the company that makes Be Pure, B Color. I think they even have other subcategories, like, for their skincare line and everything. Oh, I feel like I got something in my eye. I hate when that happens. There's so much pollen in the air right now, and I have all my windows open because I'm trying to cut down this summer on using my air conditioner. So I'm trying to just open the windows and acclimate to the temperature and, only put the air conditioner on when I absolutely have to. Like last night, we didn't know if it was gonna rain or not, so I had to shut the windows, and then it got really uncomfortable, so what I did was I put the air conditioner on for 15 minutes. It removed all that excess humidity that was in the air, and then I shut it off, and yeah, it's hard. I was talking about this in a video the other day that if I run my central air conditioner, my electric bill's like $300-400 if I just put it on and leave it on in the summer. So I'm trying to just acclimate to the weather and, deal with the heat, wear shorts, whatever. So talk to me, people. All you people whose name is not Chris right now, talk to me because this live stream is gonna end in, like, 5 minutes, so what's up, people? I can't believe I finally got the bugs worked out of this, and it worked, and I can use my webcam on my computer and do this. Um, I kinda feel bad that I didn't get more people joining in, but I know it's early in the morning, and this probably isn't a good time for most people. So, if you are watching this on the replay, comment to me when you would like, what would be the best time for me to do a live stream that would fit in good with your schedule? Um, and after this video has been up for a day or whatever, I'll go through the comments and I'll see when it would be more convenient for people to, join in on a live stream and interact with me because this would be a lot more fun if I had more things going on in the chat here. I know some people are shy and they don't wanna put anything, they just wanna watch and see what other people are saying, but it's way more fun if people actually participate. So, the clock is ticking down, you guys. Alright, so I might as well wrap it up because okay, so 10 would be better for you. You know what? That would work for me also because there's something I usually do at 9 every day that, and I would be finished by 10. But I have a feeling that a lot of people are gonna say evenings, but my schedule is kinda crazy, because I try to coordinate things with my husband, and so we get up super early, which is why I did it at 8 o'clock. Because I had just enough time to take my shower, do my makeup, get my laundry started, all that kinda stuff, and then we go to bed wicked early, so I wouldn't be able to do it, like, later in the evening, and afternoons don't really work either. Well, I guess I could do it in the afternoon, depends on what time, and, people are in different time zones, so what would be convenient for me at different times may not be convenient for somebody else in a different time zone. All right. Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you, the other 5 people that are here that are not talking. I appreciate you being here, and maybe we can do this again sometime once I have some feedback and find out, what works better for people. Because now that I've finally worked out the bugs and the kinks with this system, I definitely want to do another live stream sometime. But I want it to be at a time and day that is more convenient for people and that they're more likely to be here. But, thank you, Chris, and thank you everybody else that is here that's not talking. Um, bye, guys. Take care.